We're talking to Attorney Rene Sarmiento, one of the framers of the 1987 Constitution. Welcome back to StoryCon, Attorney.
Hi, sir. Good to see you again.
Hi, Attorney.
Good afternoon, Ed, Regina, and Ami. Magandang hapon po sa kanilang lahat.
You go first? I go first. Who wants to go first?
I mean, first we can start from a general vantage point, which is what did you think of the Supreme Court's decision this afternoon?
Of course, the Supreme Court has spoken. It has the final say. Pero po may kalungkutan pong kasama ang pagtanggap ng desisyon na yon because of the ruling that supersedes all other rulings of the Supreme Court in the past. Nabanggit niyo po yung case ni Francisco versus House, and then of course Gutierrez versus House. Ito po ay na-supersede. Napalitan na po ng bagong ruling dito sa Duterte versus House. So tanggap po, pero malungkot po ang pagtanggap ng desisyon ng ating Korte Suprema. But we have to respect and honor the decision of the highest tribunal.
We understand, sir, tanggap ninyo, pero sang-ayon ba kayo?
Well, I have my reservations pang pasubali, Ed, sa mga sinabi ng ating Korte Suprema dahil hindi po yan ang ating pag-aralan noong mga nakaraan at batay na rin sa mga desisyon ng Korte Suprema. Kaya may magpasubali po ako reservations sa naging desisyon ng ating Korte Suprema.
Sir,
They adhere to the spirit of the Constitution. Dahil po isa kayo sa framer nun. Along that line, yung topic na yan, yung ruling ba ng Supreme Court, kasi yun ang sinasabi ng mga critics you effectively amended the Constitution and made it so much harder to impeach impeachable officials.
That is correct, Ami. I think I agree with you. May tinatawag na judicial overreach, pagmamalabis ang ating Korte Suprema amounting to judicial interventionism.
Yes.
Okay naman, judicial intrusion, hindi na po judicial activism. Medyo nagmalabis po, nasobarahan po ang desisyon ng Korte Suprema dito po sa Duterte case.
Pero hindi ba yun one-off lang? Parang yun ang indication sa amin kahapon ni Adolfo Spuna. Parang it applies daw only to their appreciation of what happened dun sa pag-handle ng impeachment ni Vice President.
But that can cover all other future cases. Ito po naging desisyon po ng ating Korte Suprema sa Duterte case can be made applicable to other cases. That is why po, with all these new impeachment complaints that will be filed against Sara Duterte, this has to be followed. Ito na pong sundin natin, hindi na po yung rules ng House Committee on Justice, which are very, meaning the rules set forth by the Supreme Court are very stringent and very strict. Yan po ang tingin ko, Ami.
Can I just clarify very quickly, sir? You think that the Supreme Court do you think that they've effectively rewritten that provision in the Constitution? Because now, as you said, we have to follow these new guidelines moving forward in any impeachment case.
Nakalagay po sa ating saligang batas, Article 11, Section 3.1, the House shall have the exclusive power
Correct.
to try all impeachment cases. Now, as it is now, yung exclusivity ay medyo naapektuhan with this ruling of the Supreme Court, especially with the 7 guidelines set forth by the Supreme Court, yes. And number 2, sa interpretation po ng 1-year ban rule. So, yan po ang medyo mahirap tanggapin, but well, it's a ruling of the Supreme Court.
Sir, paano yun? So ngayon, lahat ng reklamo na, technically verified and technically endorsed, kung hindi mo pagalawin, kung hindi mo iakyat, in other words, that triggers the 1-year ban already.
That's correct, Ed, no? So, ang interpretation ng Supreme Court, we have to strictly follow yung 10, 3, 60, and 10. Ano po ba ito? Within 10 days, dapat masama sa order of business. Within 3 days, ma-refer sa committee. Within 60 days, mag-decide ang Committee on Justice. Within 10 days, sa pag-usapan po sa plenary session. So the interpretation of the Supreme Court is strictly this should be followed. So again, malaking pagbabago po sa naging desisyon ng Supreme Court sa Gutierrez and the case of Francisco.
What, sir, do you think will now happen to Article 11, Section 3, Subsection 2 of the Constitution that gives the House of Representatives exclusive power to initiate the impeachment process? Now that parang
Opo. As it appears, it has been emasculated. It has been modified by the Supreme Court decision. Kaya nga pantingin ko may element of judicial intrusion dito po sa proseso ng Kongreso. So with that changes the meaning of exclusive power to try all impeachment cases. For the first time po, ito po ay nalabas ng ating Korte Suprema.
Maybe, sir, they,
Since it's in the Constitution, hindi ba pwedeng the Congress can assert its exclusive power dahil dito naman sa Constitution, and while abiding by the Supreme Court, they can craft new rules. Hindi ba tuwing impeachment naman nagkakaroon ng bagong rule eh. Depende. Hindi naman lahat, pero nagkakaroon sila ng mga bagong rules depending sa kaso, di ba, sa circumstances. Pwede naman nilang gawin yon, and invoking their exclusive power as enshrined in the Constitution.
You are correct, Ami, because may separation of powers na tinatawag po tayo.
Yes.
No? Dapat hindi po nakikilam ang bawat isa, or otherwise that will be disturbed. So pwedeng gawin po ng House yan to promulgate new rules of procedure in trying impeachment cases. Procedural. But that might create a constitutional problem. Sasabihin ng Korte Suprema, especially those supporting the Vice President, this should violate the rules formulated by the Supreme Court and the recent ruling in the Sara Duterte case. So these are possibilities that might happen. No? If new rules will be crafted by the House, stating you have exclusive power to try all impeachment cases.
Well, sir, I'm reading paragraph 2, section 3, article 11 of the Constitution. Baka the Supreme Court chose to look at the literal writing of the verbs being used in that paragraph. Kasi while a verified complaint may be filed, it shall, meaning it's required, it shall be included in the OB, order of business, within 10 session days. And the committee, after hearing, shall submit its report. So it does sound like a requirement that it has to move forward.
Magkaibang interpretasyon po ng ating Kongreso sa meaning ng session days, no?
Yes, sir.
Sa punto de vista ng Korte Suprema, ang session days is calendar days. Calendar days. But not from the point of view of Congress, meaning legislative sessions. Ang ibig sabihin, legislative days po, hindi po calendar days. So, ang 10 session days from the point of view of of Congress, of the House, is not session days. As a matter of fact, dito sa Sara Duterte case, they were saying, we have 3 more remaining session days when we acted on the 4th impeachment complaint. So that has to be clarified, no? The meaning of session, because of the differences in perspective.
But sir, where do you stand on that? Which interpretation do you think is right?
Well, kung ako pong tatanungin niyo, Regina, from the point of view of the House, no? For a long time, that has been the practice. Hindi po yung calendar days, but legislative days. So to me, that has to be followed. After all, that's the sessions of the House of Representatives. They have the final say on all matters sessions.
Sir, segue naman sa isa pang issue na niraise ang Supreme Court, yung apparent failure daw of Congress, the legislature, to number one,
Due process?
Yeah, the due process, the part of the decision, which requires that sufficient evidence also be presented that would prove the validity of the complaint. There were some people who have been saying from last year pa na isn't that tantamount to basically staging already a trial in the in the initial impeachment process pa lang.
Not just presenting the articles of evidence, but giving the defendant a chance to respond.
That's the other one.
Yeah.
Okay. Actually, Ed and Regina, if you examine the rules of the Committee on Justice, sapat na po no, to comply with the requirements of due process of law. May hearing, may examination, may presentation of evidence. But dito po sa new rules set forth by the Supreme Court, all verified complaints dapat kasama na po yung all evidence, no, that are sufficiently grave and that would convince the members of the House. So yung nature of impeachment as not a criminal or civil trial, medyo po naapektuhan po with these new requirements. Mukhang strictly criminal or civil procedure na po ang nangyayari po sa ating impeachment proceedings, which is a political process, though with constitutional characteristics.
So, sir, where do we move from here? I mean, is that
Where
even
do
a
we
question
from
that
here?
needs to be asked?
Magandang question po yan, no? Well, the Supreme Court has spoken, so we have to yield to the ruling of the highest tribunal. So the House has to craft new rules to conform with this new rules set forth by the Supreme Court. I think that's the only way that we can do. Now, if you follow the suggestion of the Army, pwede rin po yan, no? Assert there's the exclusive power to try all impeachment cases. Kaya na baka mag-create ng constitutional crisis po sa ating bansa. Yun lang po. But it will make difficult, alam niyo po, it will make difficult all impeachment cases to move forward in our country, defeating the intent of the framers of the Constitution that it is a powerful tool to demand accountability from public officials.
Baka pwedeng testingin sa Supreme Court Justice.
Si Ami talaga.
Pag-impeach ng isang pag-impeach din ng isang para lang ma-testing. Dahil tingnan natin kung sino masusunod, di ba?
Si Ami Paminton po yun ng Philippine Star.
Alam niyo po, Ami, Ed and Regina, the people has a big say on this, no?
Yeah.
I think we have to express our views, ventilate our views, articulate them tungkol po sa decision na ito. Kaya yung ginagawa niyo po ay napakalaga po. So para po marinig po ng ating Korte Suprema.
But is there any other legal recourse? Wala nang other avenue for appeal, no?
Alam nyo, Ed, in the past, may mga second motion for reconsideration na pinafile and it's now on the discretion of the Supreme Court to entertain. But in the past, they entertained second motion for reconsideration.
Sabagay,
third
yung PAL
motion
case after so many years
So, I don't think that's going to happen in this case because during the press conference, the spokesperson already said there will be no more appeals. They will not entertain
Ayun.
any more appeals on
well,
this.
that closes now the possibility of another motion for reconsideration. But I trust the House to be more creative this time, how to adjust to the new realities. So sana po the rules will be compliant at the same time, exercising their exclusive power to try all impeachment cases.
May isa pang ano ngayon, may isang problema pa ngayon. Sabay-sabay ngayon ini-impeach yung presidente saka vice president eh.
Totoo po yan.
Really craft ano.
Very unique po ang political
effective
situation.
rules.
Tama po. Very unique. Very unique po ang ating political situation. I mean, that's why I say only in the Philippines this happens.
Tinanong namin yung kahapon, meron ba prioritization yon? If the president and vice president are being impeached, hindi ba dapat bigyan ng priority sa presidente? Mas maraming trabaho yan eh. Hindi ba? Just to get it out of the way muna.
Pwede rin po yan, no? Pwede rin po yan, no? So, kasi ang vice president is on a spare tire, no? So,
Yes.
lahat ng problema, lahat ng responsibilidad nasa presidente. Again, having the exclusive power to try all impeachment cases, they can prioritize the impeachment complaints against the president. You know the
you know,
problems facing the country.
I suppose that's
Yes.
that's what's weighing on my mind right now, sir, because it no longer is exclusive power to try. Is what we've seen on this decision, right? The Supreme Court. I mean, yes, they are allowed to step in, but only when there's been a grave abuse of discretion, right? But they weighed in nevertheless on this matter, and now it doesn't seem like it feels like the House of Representatives will have this hanging over their heads, right? They can be challenged at any time at the Supreme Court. I feel like this is what it has set, the precedent that it has set. So parang
That's
hindi na
correct,
exclusive.
Regina. It's a sword of Damocles sa head ng ating mga House of Representatives, each hovering. So that's why what happened here was a judicial amendment of the Constitution. Ang tingin ko po.
Judicial amendment of
Kaya
the
sabi ko,
Constitution.
mag-impeach ng isang Supreme Court Justice din. Para lang ma-testing yung ano.
O mag-file
Para lang
kami,
ma-testing yung ruling.
ipa-endorse
Hindi
natin.
para ma-testing yung ruling. Pero, continuing the question on the President and the Vice President, tama ba yun? Pag na-impeach, na-oust yung Presidente by impeachment at hindi pa nare-resolve yung impeachment ng Vice President, she will automatically succeed, di ba?
Become the President. Tama po.
Yeah, she will become President. So, mawawala na yung impeachment complaint
Will become
against the
moot.
Vice President. Tama ba yun?
Hindi po. Hindi po. Kahit na siya ay pumalit bilang presidente, it is unresolved. So it has still to be decided because of the nature of the offenses, betrayal of public trust, graft and corruption, etc., etc. So to me, that has still to be addressed and resolved by the House of Representatives and by the Senate.
Pero hindi ba dapat i-refile against the new President? President na siya eh.
But then those are offenses that he did not commit or she did not
Committed by
commit
the
as
Vice
the President,
President.
but as the Vice President.
Yan ang problema.
That
Pwede ka
is
bang
a
ma-impeach
case-
for offenses na hindi posisyon mo
That's an interesting no?
involved in your...
Well, maganda po. That's a case of first impression, Ami, so that possibility. So, again, that's a legal question that we have to resolve when the time comes.
Oh, kasi nga sir, that would be interesting if the Vice President becomes the President and therefore no longer the Vice President, then the impeachment complaint against the Vice President may no longer be applicable
Apply.
because he is no longer the Vice President.
Pwedeng that's one interpretation, Ed, no, na wala na po. But in the meantime, pwedeng another interpretation. Yung crimes naman, hindi na bago eh. Nandiyan pa rin naman eh. Yung offenses eh. Yung betrayal, graft and corruption. Ibig sabihin, ito ba ay tatakpan, kakalimutan? So, I don't think the public will accept that, no? So, I think it is a case of first impression that has to be addressed by the wise men of the House and the Senate.
Kumbaga yung habol would no longer be yung removal from office because she is no longer in that office but yung disqualification.
Yeah.
That's correct. Removal and disqualification. Out ang removal, so disqualification remains. So, pwede po, Ed, no, that will stay.
Napaisip siya ito. Si
gulo,
Commissioner, napaisip si Commissioner. Sir,
Pero
so,
ang option talaga ngayon ay magre-refile ng impeachment complaint against
Opo.
the Vice President.
Opo, it has to be refiled soonest po. Kasi nga po, may mga nabanggit naman sa balita na magre-refile. So, I think
Yes.
the complaint should be refiled soon.
But sir, I mean, I feel like this decision has the lesser issue now is whether they can refile or not because February 6th is around the corner. If they will refile, they can now do so freely. But it's more the implications of the 7 new guidelines that the Supreme Court set down that will make it harder to impeach any public official. I was trying to look it up,
Impeach them.
but hindi ko mahanap yung full 7 rules. But I do remember that PhilConSA, the Philippine Constitution Association, had protested when this was first issued by the Supreme Court last year. They asked that the Supreme Court revisit the constitutionality of these 7 new guidelines. Are you saying then, so you're saying that the House has no choice at this point but to write new rules for impeachment, but do they have to adopt all these 7 rules, these guidelines?
That's correct, Regina. So they have to adjust, they have to adopt the new 7 guidelines set forth by the Supreme Court. So we have no choice but to comply as a matter of constitutional process.
So sir, basically hahaba ang impeachment process.
And mahihirapan
That's
sila.
why
Mahirap.
this decision has
Mahirap.
weakened. This decision has emasculated this constitutional weapon of impeachment to exact accountability from the public officials. So the higher the position, the higher the service. Dapat ganun po eh. So,
Oo nga.
sabi ni Cabras Ople, is that a constitutional declaration is a powerful tool. Now, this tool has been dulled by this, by this decision of the Supreme Court.
Yeah, it would. I
Di
mean,
ba
if,
impeachable offense yun?
if it's now harder
Di ba
to...
impeachable offense yun? But,
Si Amit gusto talaga.
constitutional violation nun eh. Di ba impeachable offense yun?
New definition po yan ng ano, ng violation of the Constitution.
Si Ami umaanggulo eh. Oh.
Diba?
Ay, talaga Philippine Star umaanggulo eh.
Hindi, that's protecting themselves. They are impeachable officials, the Supreme Court justices. Di ba?
Yeah, tama po. The Vice President, the President.
you're putting out a self-serving decision. Oh.
So
Protecting
They're all-
themselves, not just the Vice President.
That's correct. President, Vice President, Supreme Court Justices,
Yeah.
Constitutional Commissions, and Ombudsman. Sila po yung impeachable officials.
At saka considering na dati meron ng mga effort to impeach 7 justices all at the same time. Kaya nakikita niyo yung background niya na, hindi ba?
So now you want 13
Well,
justices.
Kaya lang, anong recourse ng publiko kapag ganyan na inamend ng Supreme Court yung Constitution?
Well, one possibility is, I think the public has expressed their views on this. No? Pag-usapan po ito, and let the public opinion, kumbaga, be addressed, be listened to by the Supreme Court and by the House. So, napakalaking bagay po ang media po in the public on this issue.
So the only recourse at this point is to keep making ourselves heard, especially people
Tulad
like
them.
you're a framer of the Constitution, the legal experts, is what you're saying. But I mean, what are the odds that the Supreme Court will change their minds again?
Well, in the past naman, Regina, the Supreme Court has changed its mind, no?
Yeah.
But ang daming decision po, nagbabago po sila. They're also sensitive to public opinion. Siya po ay nakikinig, nagbabasa ng dyaryo. So I'm sure if there is an overwhelming public support for a review, for a relaxation, baka sakali po, no, na sila po ay makinig.
Oh,
Pero sir, in
ayan na,
many
Ami.
cases, the Supreme Court has also proven or shown itself to be quite insensitive to the court of public opinion as well. I mean,
O, yan na. Si Edlingaw yan, ha? Si Edlingaw yan.
I mean, for the longest time, we've been
Hindi ako
asking
yan.
for transparency with the SAL-ends.
Oh, yes.
Actually,
Yes,
the SAL-end,
absolutely.
The
Yeah.
SAL-end problem
Hanggang
began
ngayon,
among
hanggang
other...
ngayon, di pa nila nilalabasan yan nila.
among other institutions, the SAL-end problem began with the Supreme Court when they refused
Sila
to...
sila yung
Oo.
unang-una ron, oo.
I think all law schools should also speak up, no? All law schools, all law deans should speak
Yeah.
up on the issue. Hindi lang po tayo, but all law school deans para po makinig po naman po ang ating Korte Suprema, no? At madaman nila kung anong pulso ng bayan.
Pero sa pray
In
na lang
fact, kaya
tayo.
binaryong paglabas ng SALN dahil nga may mga na-impeach sa kanila over SALN issues. Yan ang problema dyan eh. They are protecting themselves. Hanggang ngayon, sila yung mga official na hindi pa naglalabas ng SALN.
Pero I mean, it goes way back eh. I mean, it goes way back even before the co-warranto and the impeachment. Ano eh. I mean, when I was in the PCIJ,
Hindi sila
talagang
naglalabas.
hirap kumuha ng SALN from the Supreme Court. Talagang doon pa lang ganun na. But anyway, that was long
Kaya
time
nga
ago.
sila yung sample.
Oh,
Kaya
yun na yung
yung mga
headline.
na-impeach sa kanila, including Marvic Leonan,
Ay,
were
ayun na yung headline
impeached
ni
over
Ami.
SALN issues.
Parang nakikita ko na yung headline ni Ami tomorrow. Sir, attorney, if I could just pivot a little bit, if you guys are
sige,
okay
sige.
with the impeachment. We were also talking yesterday about the anti-political dynasty bill. There are about 20 versions of the bill that's pending in the lower house right now, which they're gonna which they have started debating. And yesterday we were talking to Justice Adolfo Ascuna, and I asked him if the framers of the Constitution should have included the definition of a political dynasty to begin with, so we don't find ourselves in this space where we're debating up to what degree of consanguinity. What do you think?
Well, that was an issue that was discussed in the Constitutional Commission, Regina. Should we define the meaning of political dynasty? Do you have to state what degree of affinity or consanguinity? But at the time, I see now the wisdom of defining it, no? Today. But at that time, we could not define it because the situation was very politically volatile. It was turbulent because of the coup d'etats. So we decided that we leave it to Congress, believing that Congress will be patriotic and be wise enough to define right away after the ratification of the Constitution. But we were mistaken, Regina. No? We were mistaken. So nagkamali po kami, nagkulang po kami, pero ang nakita po ngayon, dapat na-define na.
Sir, how would you have wanted it defined?
If we could take you back to that time.
Well, we have an extensive discussion on political dynasty in the Constitutional Commission, meaning the relatives occupying positions and affecting governance and public accountability. So, relying on the intent of the discussion, we could define what political dynasty is. But we have never defined the limits, no, the degree of affinity or consanguinity. So drawing from the intent, we can define what political dynasty is.
For example, sir, to what degree of consanguinity or affinity would you want to, if you were to be given the choice, to what degree would you want it to be limited to?
Well, Ed, that has to be studied carefully, no? Because up to what extent yung influence ng ating mga political dynasties, sa mag-asawa lang ba, sa magkapatid, sa pamangkin, kahit na sa mga apo. So that has to be carefully weighed and studied, Ed. I think I'm not in a position right now to state up to what degree of affinity or consanguinity. So yan po. The studies of organizations on fat dynasty, obese political dynasty, and thin political dynasty will be most helpful, Ed.
Yes, sir. Ang dami na kasing nuancing involved eh. Like in our discussions with various resource persons that we've talked to, for example, ang gusto ng House Speaker, may clustering. Kumbaga, hindi pwede kamag-anak po tumakbo doon sa, for example,
Merong
ikaw
national.
mayor, jurisdictions. Sa probinsya, hindi pwede yung mga kamag-anak po tumakbo to third degree of consanguinity?
Fourth degree.
Kay Speaker? Fourth degree. Ganon. Pero sa kabilang probinsya, pwede. O kabilang region, pwede. So may mga ganong
Kaya may proposal na gawing regional. Regional yung prohibition.
That's why it's complicated, no? Kaya sa Concon at that time, because of the situation of Juritas, we have no luxury of time to make the definition and to make the fine distinction. So, yung pong dahilan kung bakit hindi po na-define.
Hindi yung you trusted lawmakers too much.
Well, I think so.
Sabi sa amin ni Christian Monson.
Yes. I think
Sinasabi niya
Opo, I think we trusted too much. Thinking that after the EDSA revolution, may pagbabago na ang pananaw, ang attitude, pero, well, nagkamali po kami.
trusted too much, nagkamali po.
What about on the...
Hindi, di ba yun nasabi sa atin ni Christian Monson? We trusted too much the politicians.
What about on the issue of succession? Yung the relatives, family members succeed each other.
Yung thin dynasty, kumbaga.
Direct
Tawagin ni
succession.
Ron Mendoza.
Yes.
Well,
How do
again, that has to be included in the definition of political dynasty. Yung nag-succeed na anak o na asawa o kamag-anak, po pwede ba yun? So yan po ay saklaw ng ating meaning of political dynasty. So there should be extensive discussion on this, Regina, no? So not in one sitting sa House or Senate, this can be resolved. Hearings have been set, so sana po more input should be included and considered by the lawmakers.
Sir, I mean, to begin with,
Pero
it
hindi
should
ba
just...
yun ang nature ng dynasty, yung
Yeah,
direct
yeah.
succession.
And
Di ba yun ang yung non-negotiable dapat?
I'm
No,
thinking
direct
it should just be
succession.
outright banned.
Yeah.
Because it's not something you inherit. The position is not something you inherit, but we see that
Yeah.
that's pretty rampant today, right?
And they become
That's
placeholders
correct.
once they reach the maximum term limit. They put in a placeholder like anak o
And then
asawa.
they use that position to start,
Expanding.
to start campaigning for the person that they will anoint.
And because of the name recall helps a lot, di ba? Kung the same family ang nanunungkulan, the name recall will be, kumbaga, most helpful sa kanila. So dynasties can avail of this name recall to prop up their candidacies. Now, good also, Ed, Regina, and Ami, to study the experience of other countries with respect to political dynasties. Dapat pag-aralan din po natin, especially in crafting this law on political dynasty.
Attorney, pinag-aaralan din ngayon yung reforms in the party list. Anong tingin niyo
Yeah.
na nangyayari from the passage of the Constitution at the current situation ngayon ng party list system natin?
I mean, we have a formula in the CONCON, formula or equation for the Philippine party list system. Ano po yung formula po namin or equation? One is social justice.
Yeah.
Number two is people's empowerment. Number three is party list Western style, patterned after German other countries. Equals party list Philippine style. That is the formula. If we started the deliberate, that's the formula. So there should be social justice element, people's empowerment, then Western style politika party list system. Ito ba'y nasusunod po sa atin? Mukhang hindi po eh. It's no longer a social justice vehicle as intended by the framers of the Constitution.
Kickback vehicle.
Anong vehicle, Ami?
Kickback. Kickback
Philippine
vehicle.
style talaga.
Biglang vehicle. And these are dominated by a study, dominated by political dynasties, according to a study on the composition of Congress.
It seems there's a lot of provisions in the Constitution that no longer follow the spirit of the law. I mean, we were just talking about impeachment. Impeachment is one. Electoral and, political dynasties is another. Ano pa yung, what were the other things we were debating before? I mean, what goes through your mind when you see all these, sir? I mean,
Yeah, very disappointing, Regina, that this provisions ratified overwhelmingly by the people in 1986. These provisions are not being followed. Even the social justice provisions are not being fleshed out. No? That's why, according to Claro Imbrecto many, many years ago, the president of the 34th Constitutional Convention, the best amendment to the Constitution is the amendment of the lives of those governing and those being governed. I think that's the best amendment. Yung pagbabago ng pananaw, ng attitude, at ng ugali ng mga tao, that will be the best amendment.
how will we get there, sir?
Sir, mahirap ata
Parang mahirap yun eh.
i-initiate yun, sir, ha? Mahirap i-initiate yung amendment na yun.
Of our lives. Well, we start with education, etc. Talagang pamatagalan talaga, no? It requires a prolonged, protracted struggle to change values of our people. Mahaba pa matagalan na proseso.
Is it time to, do a wholesale amendment of the Constitution? Maybe that's also the question.
Amendment of the Constitution at this time, well, I have my reservations, Regina. We have good provisions in the Constitution. It's a matter of implementing or fleshing out these constitutional provisions, like political dynasty, party list, social justice provisions, the Bill of Rights provisions, napakarami po eh. But these are not being implemented until today. Many of them.
Okay.
Okay.
We'll leave that there. Thank you so much for talking to
Thank
us
you,
and
sir.
explaining all of that
Good
to
to
us.
see you again.
Attorney Rene Sarmiento, one of the framers of the 1987 Constitution. Salamat, sir.
Maraming
Thank you,
salamat po.
Connie.
Thank you for the honor. Salamat po, Ami, Regina, and Ed.
Thank you po.
Thank you.